That's right. A stupid job. A stupid job is a job that is so easy, it's just stupid. And it doesn't pay a whole lot, and nobody bothers you. Yeah, a stupid job. Um, so, I was just freaking out. I was going door to door like I did years ago when I was a kid and left home looking for work, and then, going on the internet, and then decided, after about four jobs that on Indeed, that they set me up for instant interview. That day I took, they ask you to schedule what you could take. And I took the closest one, which was like an hour away on the same day. And then you go in there and you wait hours for them to meet with you. And it sends you all these prompts like, make sure to be there. Okay, it's 30 minutes before your interview. Okay, your interview's now. Are you going to be there? And all this crap. Well, let me tell you what, nobody's paying attention. And then they treat you like dirt. And it's like you put this huge resume in, okay? And I mean, like, since I was, 12 years old working for my dad. And it's like they don't even pull the resume up. And some of them make you fill out a whole nother application while you're there. And then you do the interview, and they're just kind of like, well, we're really not hiring right now. Um, and it's like, so, you waste most of the day clowning around, spending 3 or 4 hours on a job thing, doing an application, and then waiting around to do the interview, and then go to the interview thing, and they don't wait on you. They make you wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you do the interview, and they're just lost and confused, and then they want you to fill out some other papers, and they're not going to hire you. Um, or they offer you some other job, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do that. I don't let them get away. And so, I mean, I've had owners and managers come out and talk to me, acting really excited, and all that. And I'm like, I'll work full time, part time, just whatever, on call. And then in the meantime, the Germans wants me back, offers me full time. I got a message tonight from the crab place, from the big, big, big boss that I can't even access, that's in the hot schedules thing. I never was able to access that, and they were supposed to reset my password, and it never worked. So I could never get into it. So they had to Xerox my schedule off, which I prefer anyway, um, because I couldn't get into this. It's some kind of app that they do scheduling on. So anyway, uh, yeah. So Germans wants me back. I guess Crab wants me back, and I'm like, who, nanny, nanny. Um, the worst thing would be if my district manager job for 5 years calls me back in. That would be so sad because I made 2 to 250 a day on that job. But it was stressful. But that's good money. That would pull me out and about. But anyway, I was offered my job back in January. He begged me to come back, and due to some minor complication, I couldn't do it. And but anyway, so I got a stupid job. Um, because my other job, I did 45 hours first week and got bonuses from sales. And then the projected uh, this week and the next week are projected as very slow, so they have to cut the scheduling back. And I'm like last man on the totem pole, so I get hit the hardest. That it's also pending another employee transferring to the Carolinas. So, and that was being worked on before I got there. And that would open me up to a 40-hour work week. And, uh, and so, um, I'm working on that because I'm still working on the 4-bedroom house deal, and I need to have some liquid cash. So, in the meantime, and I really don't want to cut loose at job. In the meantime, I'm getting all kinds of job offers when I was just freaking out for work from companies that are paying over $20 an hour for management and benefits and everything, which I really needed the medical benefits so bad. Um, and Man, I wish my daughter would be looking on Indeed because she could really get some big money jobs on there because there's a lot of stuff she could do under management. Um, and I mean, they're going to train you their way anyway. So, even if you lied on your application, you and said you're a manager somewhere, whatever, you could, get into a place under management. Not a lot of them will call your old work anyway, and especially if it's like years ago and management's changed, they can't find anybody to ask them how you did, and it's against the law for a business to say a bad referral on an employee. That's super illegal. You can't tell them, oh, they stole from me or anything like that. It's illegal. So anyway, and a guy I used to date told me, he said, yeah, if you get a letter of recommendation that says, oh, this person's just great, wonderful, and 100% to the moon, then that tells the new employer that something's badly wrong. And I'm like, no way. So anyway, um, yeah. So uh, and I mean, as far as educational, I'm overeducated, and it's like all these young kids get in there and they hire them and they call in all the time and they play on the phone and they still keep them. It's like they run the world. I just don't know. So anyway, I really stressed to get some side work because that would work along with my main job in hours, and I hate getting a second job because it's kind of a burden, because you've got to do a balancing act and not piss each other off, and they've got to be able to work together, and a lot of jobs just don't dig that. So in the meantime, I've got all these people like banging on the door that want me to manage these big companies. I got contacted by Saks today. Saks. They read my resume and everything, and they wanted me to work for them. I've had like 6 others that have read my resume, including Taco Bell, that wants me to be a manager, and I'm not doing it. Um, but yeah, I was offered a job for Crocs at 22 an hour in management, and uh, yeah, in Dustin, and and Sandustin offered me too, and I'm like, I'm not driving that far. But it's like whoever went first. So there was one company I applied to, um, like about 2 months ago, and nothing happened. And then I happened to go by there, and a couple of my friends were like, "Damn it, you better be here in the morning and you see that manager and da da da." So I went and I applied again online, which takes forever. And I marched right in there, and I knew the manager, and so it's like the second time I talked to her, and I said, "Here's where I'm at. I have this job, and you know, um, and both jobs pay like poop, except I'm training as a manager at the main job, so my pay is either now management pay or it's going to be. I'm not quite sure what's going on until I see my paycheck, which is pretty soon when they get it figured out. But anyway, so I do know that I have 45 hours plus commissions. So anyway, uh, I got this stupid job, and it's just a stupid job. All I do is stock. I said that's all I want to do. I'm not checking. I'm not doing sales. I just want to stock. And they were like, okay. And they just found it so odd because my background is all management, and especially in retail for miles. I have huge background in retail and a huge background in food and beverage. So uh, they're like, okay, but we can't give you a lot of hours. And I said, well, I just want to make sure that it's going to be bounceable. And they're like, look, if you have to work your other job, they call you in or you're extended, just call us and let us know. If you want to take days off, whatever you want to do. If you're going to be late, whatever you want to do. As many times as you want. We would love to have you. And I'm like, okay. Well, they really love having me because they love my work. They've been calling other locations and going, you should see Red. You screwed up because you didn't hire her over there. Blah, blah, blah. It's hilarious. So, anyway, I'm banging around and they don't worry about a thing I do. If I want to go take a break, if I want to sit down and eat a piece of pizza or something, they don't say a thing to me. They let me get away with murder. And I'm tearing the place up. I mean, just setting it in flames. The first night I worked, I did 5 hours. And the reason I do that is because on the sixth hour, you have to take a 30-minute off the clock lunch. And I don't want to do any off the clock crap because I'm not getting paid for it. And they used to do that to my daughter when she worked at a candy store. They'd give her 2 breaks that were not paid and make her work all kinds of hours. And it was like, that's bull crap because you're doing, an hour and a half in lunches and dinners off the clock, when you could just work the straight hours and be out of there. I mean, that's just retarded. And so, you lose money. So anyway, and I've offered to trade my lunches, for breaks. Just let me take a few minute breaks, here and there. So, I tried everything. But anyway, this company's really good. They operate by the Florida state law. 2 20-minute breaks on an 8-hour shift and a lunch. And the breaks are free, and the lunch you have to clock out. And so what I do is I just go in there and work the hours till it's supposed to be lunchtime, and then I just clock out. That way I get one straight shift. Boom. You know, and they're legal, and I got paid. And so I'm working 7 days a week. Yeah. Yikes. But um and I can't say I saved my butt from the poo poo eating dog quite yet because the storage things, man, this is all in limbo. They got one of my storage units all screwballed up. And hi. And so that was messy. I got most of that sorted out today. Um they were raising the price raise by, I've only had them for like 3 or 4 months, these different units, and this one company just keeps raising the price, and then uh slap 2 late charges on, and late charges are not even supposed to begin until like tonight at midnight or something. So it was like almost a $300 bill for a unit that was originally like $140. And it was like, what the heck? And they were telling me stuff like, oh well, they raised the price on your unit. I'm like, in less than a year? I've never heard of such a thing. And like, how often are you raising this stuff? You know? So anyway, I have dealt with a really shady storage company before out in Enterprise that was really bad. Before all their stuff got stolen. And they had like a charge every week. And on their list, it's on the desk. It's like you read the rates and you look at it and you go, that's not bad. That's not bad. But no, it's actually every single charge piles on top of each other. Every week they charge you a late charge on top of your storage. And that's bullcrap. So, if you're 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks late, you pay 4 weeks of late charges, and then the storage fee, and it's just horrendous. It's like a storage goes from 125 to 400 in 4 weeks. Boom. So anyway, I'm like, God, I hope I didn't get tangled up with another crappy storage company. Um, and so anyway, they had to get it all fixed today, and I'm a much happier camper, but I had to pay the higher rate to clear the account out so that they could do that. But anyway, not happy. But anyway, so I just didn't want to hit another one of their late charges either, because then it would take it to about $300 or over 300, and that's not cool. Because I have a huge unit that's 370 at another complex, and you know, I mean it's huge, and that one over there is just 10 by 20. So this other one is huge, and it's like I'm not getting my money's worth. You know what I mean? I just reduced storages. Thank you for the thumbs up. To save on money, and shoved one unit in 2 units, and it's still kind of tight because I've got to organize and stuff. And I hate it, but I was trying to reduce my costs. So anyway, and mostly because I was out of work for like 2 weeks. I couldn't get a flipping job. So jobs are hard to come by now. It's not like every place is hiring. So anyway, I got this stupid job, and all I do is stop. They let me get away with murder. I can take breaks when I want. I can sit down for a little bit if I feel like it, and eat something if I want. One of my coworkers brought me Thai food last night. That was so cool. Home cooked Thai food. Oh, it was just delicious. And uh, so I mean, when you're boondocking, you eat a lot of junk. You have no way to cook. And so anyway, it's nice to have a nice meal, especially if you can't afford poop. Because I have been really out of money because I hadn't worked for a couple weeks. So anyway, uh, my stupid job loves the world out of me. They As of tonight, they have opened more hours up for me. So, and I can walk in and work like whenever I feel like it. I don't have a schedule. They're just like, will you come in tomorrow? you know, I'm like, I'm gonna get around to it. I got some things to do in the morning. And so I wanted to do that vlog to help the homeless people today. So I got that done. I'm really glad I got that done right off the top. Boom, boom. And then I had to jack with the storage thing because I can't even sleep for like a week. I'm just like freaking out. So, and every time I call their computer, the price changes, and I'm just like flipping out. So anyway, um, I'm overdrafted to death as of today. It's gonna suck up my whole paycheck from that one place. Um, when my check finally makes it. Um, it's so sad. And then I've got to turn around and pay the other two storages. One is like 370, and the other one's like 75 or 100. Yeah. So I'm like, and they're supposed to be paid by the 5th, or I get late charges on that. It's 20%. Um, so, uh, in the meantime, I'm just hanging in there and working the two jobs. And I'm if I feel good enough tomorrow, I'm gonna drop in my stupid job and do some work over there. They've already called other stores, competitor stores and stuff, and been sending pictures of how good the store looks because of the way I've organized and stuff, and all that. It's really funny. Um, uh, Nothing like people appreciating you. You know what I mean? I mean, I walk into a place, it's nothing but smiling faces, hugs, and just really nice folks. And so that's a total plus. Um, and working with people, some that are a little bit older than me, and that, uh, and actually no young people is so far that I've noticed. Um, but it's a peaceful job. It's just peaceful, happy job. And all I do is open boxes and put stuff away and organize and do end caps and cool stuff like that. It's for you. Yeah, so it's, I mean, I don't get paid but pennies. I get trashy pay at my stupid job, but I didn't even care. It's a really nice store and it's very peaceful and it's a high clientele. And uh, the people I work with are awesome. My manager is awesome. I mean, and the assistant manager is awesome. And so it's really neat. Um, so the good news was that they opened my hours up a little bit this as of today because I asked if I could come. Sometimes after my other job if I feel like it, and work a couple hours. And they were like, "Yep." So um, the proof is in the pudding. When you do good work, people appreciate you, and they definitely appreciate me here, and I'm really happy. Um, and somebody else really regretted not hiring me on immediately, and that's what's really so funny. Um, so yeah, so uh, I'm glad. I just need to have revenue, and I took the first bite. I mean, as soon as I was hired, I said, "Okay, so when can I start working?" They're like, "Tomorrow." I said, "Well, how about today?" And they're like, "You want to work today?" I'm like, "Yep." Just tell me what you want me to do. And they were like, okay. And so um it's we're going uphill now, doing better this week. It's just balancing these pays. Oh, and this job, this side job, my stupid job, I can get daily pay or take my pay by the week, whatever I want to do. Their normal pay period is every 2 weeks, but I can get daily pay or weekly pay. You pay a $2.99 fee to cash out your money. So that works out super cool because here's the problem as having, revenue. I've got to have gas. I've got to eat sometimes. I lost a lot of weight, but I got to eat sometimes. And so I eat like once a day and usually a really small meal. I get a small container of macaroni and cheese at Walmart for $1.47. That's right, once a day. And if I have enough money, I will get a small thing of fresh roasted potatoes for $1.47. Yep. Uh, and then I drink half gallon of milk a day. Matter of fact, at my stupid job, I bring my milk with me. I just stack it right on the boxes and roll it right onto the main floor, and I drink that milk, and they don't say a darn word to me. That's right. You believe that? I could probably be eating a burrito over there and be unpacking stuff. They don't care that they really love me. I mean, my boss told me tonight, she was bragging about me and everything, the other store, sending pictures, stuff. And she was like, "You would be so sorry that you didn't hire her." And just you put the knife in, twist it a little harder. You know what I mean? Um, and I mean, she just. I told her this evening. I said, "I really appreciate you hiring me, and I'm very much enjoying it. I enjoy my coworkers, and you are really awesome. I thank you so much for the opportunity." And she's like, "No problem. It was well worth hiring you." And I was like, wow, thank you. And I mean, it's really nice when people appreciate you. I'm making her store look righteous. Okay. I mean, pure righteous. If the district people came in or any of that, they would just fall on the floor if they saw that store because it looks so good. And it's not hard to do. You just get into your own little mode, you know, and you just like do your thing. And as you're setting the stock out, you organize the other stock around it as you fit it in, and you make it look good. And it's not a hard job at all. It's a stupid job. Anybody could do it that has brains or no brains. So, um, yeah, it's super peaceful, and I work with some really nice coworkers. I mean, really nice. And I've known, a few of them for, several years. But, because I love everybody, I'm always friendly to everybody. But I mean, it's even better working with them. Oh my gosh, they're wonderful to work with, and it's like we've been friends for like 20 years. So, nice feeling, peaceful feeling. Um, I mean, it's a no fear job where it's exciting to go to work. I was so tired today and so exhausted. I've been so exhausted for days because I haven't been able to sleep. I've been worried about storages and everything else. And so I'm just getting like 2 or 3 hours sleep because I keep waking up and I worry and stuff. And I was just so exhausted the past few days, and I didn't think I'd even make it in today, but I did. After I got my business taken care of, I went to work, and I thought I just am gonna fall out in about 2 hours. I'm gonna fall out on the floor, have a heart attack, something, because I just am out. But I guess because it's a peaceful, happy job, and I just do my own thing, work at my own speed, you know, nobody's standing over me, giving me a bunch of crap or anything, no negativity, nothing. Um, Not like hurry up or you did this wrong or any of that kind of crap. Just, you know, like I say, it's a stupid job. Anybody could really do it, but I'm really good with merchandising anyway. So I have a degree in that at UCLA, fashion design and merchandising. So it's very easy for me, and I know colorization and balance and all that. So I know how to make it look good. It's not a hard thing to do. And you put stuff in groups. Stuff that's related, you put in groups. So yeah, it is incredible. Um, I mean, they just let me run loose, man. Nobody tells me what to do. It's amazing. Um, and I've never done that kind of job before, just being a stalker. You know what I mean? Um, you know, uh, but that's I just wanted a stupid job, just a simple job that you could never screw up. That shouldn't be too hard, and uh, they're really happy. They're really happy. Today is my third day, and they're really, really, really happy. So, and I am too. So, I wanted to let you guys know that good news. And so, even though I'm working 7 days a week, um, but I'm gonna try, this week and try to work an hour or two, when I get off my other job and jump in there to pick up a few extra hours. Um, which is really cool because they originally hired me for part time, less than part time, okay, and I was like, I had to take it, you know. And one of my coworkers had told me, look, when you take the job, it's foot in the door, watch what happens. And I was like, well, okay. Well, because I did my job so well, I'm not standing around playing on the phone and I'm work, 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 and I'm getting stuff done, boom, boom. Um, then, uh, I proved my point, I guess. So I've bought my way into the deal, you know what I mean? Where they realize that it's worth paying me to be there. I mean, like the first night I went in, they gave me a cart and it had like 10, 20, 30, 40, like 50 boxes. And I did all that. And I had even asked them before the management left. I said, now, I mean, when I finish that, can I like do another cart? And they're like, yeah, you can. And so that first night I went in, I did like 3 or 4 carts, and I had boxes from hell in the warehouse that were empty. When they came in the morning, they freaked completely out. And they was like going up and down the aisles of the store and looking at stuff. And they could not believe I did all that, because all I was expected to do was work the first cart if I finished it. And it was a piece of cake. No problem. So it blew their doors off the first day. So I don't know who's been doing the stock around there, but it's not a hard job. It's a piece of cake. And I've almost got the warehouse emptied out in just like 3 days. And we just had a truck come the day I was hired. That's right. Mm-hmm. So, and it does look really nice. It's, man, when you start doing all that and getting that stock in there and organizing it and everything, it looks really, really impressive, like a real store. And the customers like it. It makes you proud, for a simple, stupid job. It makes you proud. So if you want to be in peace and you don't want to put up a bunch of crap, then go do a stupid job like that. You'd be amazed how peaceful it is. But yeah, so it's been a long day. I'm beat, and I got to be up early in the morning because I got to go in for opening at my other job, and that job is the hardest. It is so hard to be on my feet all day, and they don't give you 20-minute breaks like the state of Florida says you're supposed to have. And they do give you a half-hour lunch off the clock, but again, I don't like wasting that time. But that being on the feet all day is so hard. It is so painful. My legs and my knees and my feet are just in so much pain. So, uh, what do you do? But anyway, at least I got 2 jobs, so if one doesn't work, well, you know what I mean? And I got all kinds of people standing in line. They're sending me messages every day for these other high-paying jobs, and I can't really do anything with them right now. I canceled 2 interviews this week with Crocs, Silver Sands, and Crocs at Destin Commons at DC. Yeah, I sure did. And talked to both of them already on the phone, like phone interview thing, before I did the in-person one. So yeah, I talked to Joe twice over at DC, and canceled them. Sure did, canceled them. So that was over $20 an hour. See, my daughter could have done that job. She made out like bacon over there, selling those stupid plastic shoes. I don't like Crocs. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. I'll tell you why. I don't care who makes them. I don't care if Gucci has their thing stamped on there. I'm telling you, okay, flipping rubber shoes are terrible. I bought a pair of really pretty little rubber shoes. I don't know where they were from. They're maybe Dollar General. I don't know. I bought these beautiful rubber sandals that were so beautiful. And then I wore them and tried to wear them for a whole day. And they were horrible. They were putting blisters on my feet. Okay? And never again. Never. Never, 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 never. No plastic rubber shoes. No. They are horrible. So, you'd have to have a whole box of Band-Aids to tape your feet up because it's so painful with all the blisters. Rubber and plastic on your feet doesn't do you any good, especially around the tops of your feet. It is bad news. So I do not like, those little gel plastic shoes, Crocs, any of that stuff. Want nothing to do with it. They're garbage. Um, I my youngest baby, I fell in love with some little plastic shoes for her, and I said, man, I hope these suckers don't mess her feet up like they do mine. Do you know? I bought those dumb, glittery, sparkly rubber little shoe things. They were like little Hirachis. And man, I was like checking her feet by the hour, and by like the second hour, it was starting to turn parts of her feet red. And I said, oh, it's gonna blister her feet. This party's over. No, 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 no. And changed her shoes off. I said, I'm not gonna let my baby go through the same thing I go through. So that's how bad they are. It does it to kids too. But and they're cute. They're just nasty shoes. They don't work well with skin. But it is freezing right now. The wind is so strong. Dude is skateboarding over here, and it playing on the telephone at the same time. How do you ride a skateboard and look at the telephone? You crazy. But anyway, so uh it's been a good week so far. And we got through the first hurdle here with one storage, getting it paid. Now we got two more to deal with. Um, and um, we'll see how it goes. So, but the only good part is that the one job is willing to work with me if I go back to full time, real soon, or anything like that. They're willing to work around my other hours. So that's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I'm real happy. And I'm even happier without even having a schedule, just going, hey, so would it be okay if I like come in, like after work if I'm feeling like it and work an hour or two? Yeah. So we just want to get through this week. So pretty neat, huh? So anyway, there you have it. We got a better week this week. And as long as there's revenue coming in, and I'm thinking the two jobs pay a different time, because my manager at the stupid job was telling me when the next payday was, and I'm thinking it's different than the other one, but I can get I can cash out uh, every day or cash out by the week, or get my payroll on the 2 week. So that makes it nice. I never have to worry about having gas or something to eat and all that kind of stuff. I can always, cash out a little or all of it, whatever, you know, in order to pay a bill or put gas in the car, whatever I need to do. So, um, yeah, exciting. Um, I have had uh, some sales in the past 30 days on the internet, very small ones, but it's starting to pick back up. I do have a ton of stuff I need to list, and I've just wished I had time to list. Um, and I haven't been able to do that. So uh, hopefully I can get some more stuff listed. Um, and um, other than that, tomorrow's another day. It is cold tonight. It was hot last night. Really seriously, I did not look at the temperature last night. I always look at it before I get ready to go to sleep, because you got to know, if you got to crack two windows or one window and all that, so you make sure to have enough air in the car. If it's going to be too hot, if you've got to have a fan running or not. And I thought it was just going to be cold, and my God, it was 75 all night last night, which made the car just about 80. and did not plug in a fan. I was sleeping with all the sleeping bags and blankets, and I kept waking up, burning up, going, man, am I sick here? Looked at the thermometer and things like reading almost 80. I'm like, are you kidding? And I'm looking at the weather report on the phone going, oh man. And it was cold, and then the tornadoes were coming through, and the palm trees were blowing sideways, and then it rained for about 5 hours, and it was like I couldn't like get out of the car and readjust the windows until almost daylight. Um, and I finally did that because I kept waking up, and it was too hot. And tonight it's freezing. It is blowing like a bandit and is freezing. So, but this weather is just ridiculous. It's up down up down up down. And then baby and her husband are supposed to be up by Panama over at Mariana, I guess this week. So hope to get to visit with them when they get here. And because they'll be an hour and a half, 2 hours from Destin in Fort Walton. So but other than that, I hope you guys have a great one. Do something kind for somebody, and I will see you in the next one. I love you.